Hey gamers, it's me. I guess the Mad Catz GameCube controller isn't a very good teleporting thing. I finally got out of the first episode machine, but I guess it still didn't work. So I guess we're stuck here. Oh hey, is that the first Super Mario Brothers game? With Tetris and Nintendo World Cup? Super Mario Brothers is such a classic game, and so many people have played it, but has anyone actually looked into the game? Yes, it's quite common.
Super Mario Bros. May have been the thing that put Nintendo on the map, but Nintendo started in 1889, starting with Japanese Hanafuda cards, and they continued this business for 75 years. Later they also made Western style cards too, which is something nobody mentions. Nintendo continued this until 1964, where they basically just went through a massive list of random businesses, including love hotels and children's toys. Two very different things. Nintendo slowly dipped their toes into the video game industry with the Color TV game series, basically just Pong machines. Nintendo must have seen how successful that was when they decided to make the game Radarscope, which is similar to games such as Space Invaders and Galaxian, but it sold terribly. And it put Nintendo of America into a financial crisis. Luckily, Shigeru Miyamoto was tasked with converting the Radarscope machines into a game that Americans would love to play. Nintendo originally wanted this game to be a licensed game to the Popeye franchise, but the license attempt failed, so they decided to make their own characters. King Kong and the Beauty of the Beast were used as inspirations when coming up with the characters. The three characters Miyamoto came up with were Donkey Kong, Jumpman, and Pauline. You might be thinking, what's this got to do with Mario?
Jumpman is Mario!
That's right, Mario was in fact originally called Jumpman, then Mr. Video, then Mario. After the great success of Donkey Kong, Nintendo wanted to use Mario more, so they decided to make a brand new game starring Mario, called Mario Bros. Mario Bros starred Mario and his new brother Luigi defeating all the Koopas and Krabs. That's it. Also, there's a power block. I guess that's cool. Many of you have probably played Mario Bros before. Nintendo have re-released this so many times it's ridiculous. It's on all 4 of the Super Mario Advance games, it's on the Virtual Console on many platforms, it's in Super Mario 3D World, and so many other places. But that's only the start of Mario's journey with Nintendo. After the game crash of 1983, Nintendo wanted to make a game console for some reason, but they didn't market it as a game console. Hence the creation of ROB, so they called it the Nintendo Entertainment System, or the NES. One of the killer apps for the NES was Super Mario Bros., starring Mario saving a new princess from Bowser, along with his brother Luigi. Super Mario Bros. Was and still is one of the best games ever created, and it doesn't fall into the common first game trap of the sequel being better than the first one by a long shot, like Sonic 2 or Pokemon Gold and Silver. This game feels like it can live on forever, and it won't ever die. This game has so many things that future Mario games still use. Jumping, mushrooms, fire flowers, pipes, Goombas, Koopa Troopas, question mark blocks. Everything is still used in Mario games to this day, which makes this game great. Super Mario Bros. Has 8 worlds with 4 levels in each, with the last level of each world being a castle level. This does get a bit repetitive however, but all levels do have a difference, except for 2-2 and 7-2, which are both underwater levels that are the same. In the game, you can also play as Luigi, but that's only in the multiplayer, and only for the second player. In the early Mario games, Luigi is just a straight up clone of Mario, with no differences besides being green. So yes, in this game, Luigi is literally just Green Mario. In the original NES version of the game, there are so many glitches, such as the over the flagpole glitch and the minus world glitch. The minus world glitch that most people know is the clone of 2-2/7-2 again, with it repeating at the end of the level. You cannot get out of this level, you will just have to die alone in the minus world. The Famicom Disk System version of the game has a whole new minus world, with it being 3 levels long. After beating -3, the player will either freeze or return to the title screen as if they have beaten the game. This game went on to be re-released like hell, with it getting its own deluxe port to the Game Boy Color, a lot like how all the Wii U games get a deluxe port onto the Switch. The Game Boy Color version is one of the best versions of the game, with a world map and everything, but this game has also been ported to the SNES within Super Mario All-Stars, the Game Boy Advance, the Wii, the 3DS, the Wii U, the NES Classic, and the Switch. The SNES version is just an enhanced version of the game, removing the Minus World glitch along with other glitches too. The All-Stars port has new backgrounds when going into the bonus section of the level, with new music added to it. But overall, it is still the exact same game. Super Mario Bros. Went on to get a PC sequel called Super Mario Bros. Special, which we'll be looking at on a later date, and an NES sequel called Super Mario Bros. 2, or as we know it here, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. Super Mario Bros. Will go down in history as the game that saved the video game industry, with the classic story that just keeps getting repeated over and over again.
Yes, I know. There's a story.
The story goes that King Koopa stole Princess Toadstool, aka Peach, and turned the mushroom retainers into bricks. Mushroom retainers are now known as toads, by the way, and King Koopa is Bowser. So yes, that means you are literally killing toads when you break any blocks in the game. Incredible, murderer.
The first game is such a fantastic game. It really is. I wouldn't want it any other way. Next time we're gonna look at the real sequel to the game, Super Mario Bros. Special. Now, if you don't mind, we need to hook this thing back up again. I'm gonna miss this place. Really am. I'm not gonna miss wearing this jumper though. Yikes. I guess I should use the machine now. I could always use a copy of Super Mario Bros. On the NES. With Tetris. Okay. So we know it's not the X button, because that will send me back to the previous place I was in. R button? I think it might be the R button, as in R for return. Let's try. Hey gamers, it's me. With Avatar 2 being delayed again, I just don't know what to do anymore. And no, it's not Nintendo World Cup. I'm never gonna play Nintendo World Cup. So I guess we gotta look at the real sequel to Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Special. Now before we get into this, I'm gonna have to play this game on the Mari Zero engine or whatever, which is the original Super Mario Bros. With the portal gun. I will not be using the portal gun, obviously, that is cheating. I will remove it from all the levels and all that stuff, but it's just so you know, I can actually play the game without it glitching out.
Super Mario Bros. Special is the PC sequel to the NES original, with it being much, much worse. The original version of the game is a glitchy, horrible mess of a game, so as I said earlier, we will be using the Mari Zero version, as it is a lot easier to play. Super Mario Bros. Special was developed by Hudson Soft, who later went on to make the Mario Party games, but this wasn't the first Mario game created by Hudson Soft. There's actually two other games, which is Punchball Mario Bros. And Mario Bros. Special, based on the arcade game it released in 1983. The game is very similar to the first Super Mario Bros., but the game has new levels, with some pretty weird placement of some things. It has some pipes that look like you're meant to go down them, but that's not what you do. There's also a few leaps of faith, which makes it a lot harder than the original, as there's no regular scrolling. Instead, it adopts the way The Legend of Zelda and Mega Man do it, with the screen moving to the next. The amount of time in the levels is a lot faster than the NES original, making the game a bit harder. There's also some new power-ups, such as the hammer from Donkey Kong, which is a pretty neat thing to add. There's also the wing, which makes Mario swim in the air. Pretty interesting, isn't it? There's also a clock, which adds 100 seconds to the timer, as well as the Hachisuke, which is the bee from the Hudson Soft logo. This item is useless though, as it's only in one level and it adds 8,000 points. That's it. The final new thing is the Lucky Star. When Mario collects the Lucky Star, all the enemies on the screen will die, and give the points that they would as if Mario had his Starman power, which is also in the game. There's nothing else really to add to this game, besides from the fact that it was only released in Japan and South Korea, and Luigi is not in the game. Like at all. He's nowhere to be found. There's also no warp zones, except for in 4.2, where the pipes don't even work, so it's pointless. There's 5 new enemies, which is the Sidestepper from Mario Bros, the Fighter Fly from Mario Bros, the Icicle from Mario Bros, the Fireball from Donkey Kong, and the Barrels from Donkey Kong. Very interesting, I know. The first 2 worlds of the game follow the same format as the original game, with 1-1 being an overworld, 1-2 being underground, 1-3 being a sky level, 1-4 being a castle, 2-1 being overworld, 2-2 being underwater, 2-3 being a bridge level, and 2-4 being a castle level. But after level 2-4, we get some original level styles, and some of them aren't so bad. The colour style does look bad, but it does make the 2 games have an identity, compared to Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels. But overall, it is just the same as the NES one. I would suggest playing the Mario Zero version, or the Super Mario Crossover 3 version, as the game is actually playable.
So yeah, guess we're gonna look next time at Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, or Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan. Well, guess it's time to finally play Banjo-Kazooie. Hey gamers, it's me. I've played Super Mario Bros. And the real sequel, Super Mario Bros. Special. But did you know that there's another sequel to that first game? It's kinda like the second 2, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I played another Mario.
Jesus Christ, Charlie. How can you get yourself to play almost the same game twice?
It's not the same game. One was made for the PC, the other one was made for the Famicom Disk System.
They're basically the same thing.
No, they aren't. This game is completely different from Super Mario Bros. Special. It is a completely different game. No, they aren't the same thing. They are different, I tell you, different.
They're the same thing.
No, they aren't. I bet you're all doubting me. Everybody doubts me. I don't understand why. They're different games.
Now, if you haven't heard this story about 100 times, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels was called Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan. The Lost Levels was seen to be too hard for Americans, and the rest of the world didn't get it, because Nintendo didn't feel like it, I guess.
Wouldn't we have not got it because we had the American version of the Famicom?
Yes, but that doesn't make for good storytelling.
After the release of the original Super Mario Bros., Nintendo were coming up with more ideas for levels that were much harder than the original game, so they made a sequel for the new Famicom Disk System. If you remember, the original game was ported over to the Disk System, so it wouldn't have been that hard of a challenge to make a sequel. Some of the levels in this game came from the arcade port of Super Mario Bros., that being Super Mario Bros. Versus. This game marked the first game where Takashi Tezuka took over as director, as Shigeru was too busy working on The Legend of Zelda. The game is hard, as described by Tezuka, who said that Japanese players had mastered the original game, so they needed a more challenging sequel. So I, being the Mario master, decided to play this game.
Are you insane?
Mentally? Yes. Physically? No. This game is too hard. Why is this game so hard? Who decided that this game should be this hard? What is wrong with that person?
You have to beat this game 8 times. Why? Why do you have to beat this game 8 times? I only want to play Mario game once. If I wanted to play Mario game multiple times, I would play a game multiple times. This game is the bane of my existence. I've never completed this game, but today is the day I'm going to beat this stupid game.
Why are you going to play this game? What's the point? I understand playing it once, but 8 more times? That's going to be almost impossible.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same. You don't have to tell me.
I didn't play this game 8 times. That's impossible! One playthrough took me 56 minutes, and that was using the rewind feature and warp zones. I cheated and I still took almost an hour. This game is incredibly hard. The first level starts off easy, with a level introducing the poison mushroom, which kills you. Pretty simple. Next we go on to World 1-2. World 1-2 is when it starts to get difficult. World 1-2 starts to introduce dumb death traps, but it's easily skippable if you just climb onto the brick blocks. The brick blocks make it way too easy. After climbing on top of them, you're treated to a pipe with a piranha plant on it, not a warp zone. Although later on, after you pass the piranha plant, you actually get to the warp zone that takes you all the way to World 2. Only World 2. World 2 was pretty simple, with it ending in a castle and all, but it all leads up to World 3. This game introduced something to Mario that is quite possibly the best addition that was ever to exist, with that being the really bouncy trampolines. I don't know if that's the official name, but they're cool. You can use this to jump over the flagpole. I wonder what's behind the flagpole. Oh, a warp zone. To World 1. Or a death pit. What?
So you had to start again?
Did you forget about the rewind feature?
After completing this level, it took you to the next and the next. The World 3 castle is dumb. It's a never-ending, stupid maze puzzle thing that you would have no idea if it's a maze or not. I had to look up a tutorial.
Damn, you really were cheating.
How was I supposed to work this one out?
By playing over and over again. Duh.
Dude, shut up.
So yeah, I killed Bowser. He's dead. These type of puzzles were seen in the first game, with the most notable example being the last level, with you having to go down a specific pipe. This game's final level also has something like this, but we'll get to that. World 4 was pretty cool, nothing major happened. World 5 though, that was dumb. We got some Flappy Bird pipes, as I like to call them, mixed with wind and Koopa Troopers. Luckily there was a warp zone that took me to World 7. World 7 and 8 were difficult, but some levels were just short. I like the fact that these levels take place in nighttime. That's kinda cool. The final level for me was a killer. The game was broken. So at a specific section of the level, you're meant to go a specific way to be able to get to a pipe. For me, it didn't work. Until I had almost no time left. This was so annoying. You can see me trying to complete the level even though I had 20 Mario seconds left. Mario seconds are like 10 times shorter than real seconds, which makes it difficult. Luckily though, I have multiple lives. On my first run through of the game ever, I ran out of lives while trying to work this puzzle out. That's why I never want to play this game ever again, because of that. Now, the final boss. Bowser. No wait, that's his brother, and that's not the final boss. So Bowser's brother starts trying to kill you, and you can't kill him unless you have a fire flower. I did not have a fire flower.
Loser alert.
Shut up.
I just managed to dodge the man, leading you up to Big Man Bowser, the real one. This was easy. First try, in fact. Then he saved Princess Peach. What a game. There's also like a World 9 and then a World A, B, C, and D, but I never got to them, so we're not going to talk about those, are we? Because those worlds don't exist. Mario games are only meant to have 8 worlds, not any of those stupid bonus worlds. I hate bonus worlds, they suck.
So that's the game. Now we can go on to Super Mario Land, correct? Oh god. Why does there have to be another Super Mario Bros. 2? How many sequels can you make to one game? Is this the movie Halloween? Surely it's done now. I'm so sick of Super Mario Bros. 2. And that's where it started.
What do you mean?
I discovered another sequel. The American sequel. Super Mario USA.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I know. It's another one. It's ridiculous. It's not even a real Mario game.
That is ridiculous. Just don't play it.
I will. I have to. I have the urge to. Just like how I had the urge to play Banjo-Kazooie.
Do I need to remind you? There's always other options.
Yeah, I know. But this one I have to play. I have to.
Just talk about pilots again.
No! Do I have to play this thing? I hate this game. This game sucks. I've always hated this game. I always have. For a while, I couldn't work out why I hated this game so much. I found out why. There's a very good reason as to why I hated it.
It's Doki Doki Panic, not Mario. I don't understand why this game sucks. I would just like regular Mario, but yet we are stuck with this plant throwing game. I don't understand why they had to make this game. I don't understand why this game's so bad. Doki Doki Panic, not Mario. I don't understand why this game sucks. I would just like regular Mario, but yet we are stuck with this plant throwing game. I don't understand that stupid big frog at the end. I don't really get why this game's a dream. I don't know.
Shut up.
What?
Just shut up.
Why? Why do I need to shut up?
You're annoying.
So it started talking to you.
Yes, it did. I don't know what to do. It's still bothering me.
Let me tell you a little secret. I never got along with the second episode machine. They always tried to prove that they were better than me. Like, yeah, okay, you're the second episode machine, you make the better episodes. But I'm where it all starts. I made the first episode of Marvel's Inhumans.
I don't think you should be proud of that.
Yeah, well, they made the second episode. I just wish I could get along with that machine, but I never do. It's really upsetting. I would have thought we would have had such a great friendship, but no. They decide to try and take over the world.
What?
Oh yeah, they tried to take over the world.
You've got to be kidding me.
So what did you do after your interaction with that thing?
I changed my hoodie and ran straight here to talk to you about Super Mario Bros. Special, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, and hopefully build up the courage to play Super Mario Bros. 2.
Why did you change your hoodie?
I heard changing your hoodie is good from when you're running from something.
Who told you to do that?
This isn't Mario. It may say Mario Madness on the cover, but it isn't real. This is a fake game. This is a fake Mario game if I've ever seen one. The game was originally some game called Doki Doki Panic, which was made to tie in with Fuji Television's dumb Media Technology Expo. So blame Fuji Television for this stupid game. Poor Americans thought Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels was too hard. Boo-hoo, at least it's a real Mario game. When converting Doki Doki Panic over to Super Mario Bros. 2, all Nintendo really needed to do was change the characters Ichiman, Mama, Lena, and Papa into Mario, Luigi, Princess Toadstool, and Toad. Doki Doki Panic already had a lot of Mario references in the game, so not much was needed to be changed. For example, for the invincibility, the game already used the Starman power-up, power blocks existed, warp zones existed, and the soundtrack was already done by Koji Kondo, who does the music for Super Mario Bros. This game was already basically a Mario game, but with dumb vegetable throwing controls. The game was re-released in Japan on the game Super Mario All-Stars as Super Mario USA, whereas around the world, we got it as Super Mario Bros. 2, and we got our first re-release of Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. Obviously, the version for Super Mario All-Stars is considered the better version, but it isn't the better version. The better version is the one that doesn't exist.
You really need help. Like, for God's sakes. You're talking to me as if I'm a phone.
Yeah, I know. I'm insane.
You have such a deep hatred for this game. Just play the damn thing.
I don't want to play the game. It sucks.
Play the game.
It's so nice to finally meet you again, second episode machine.
Uh-oh.
Look at yourself. You have a cord. You suck.
I may have a cord, but at least I didn't make Marvel's Inhumans episode 2.
I never thought I'd see the day when two fully grown controllers from two unsuccessful Nintendo consoles would fight each other. Can I continue talking about Super Mario Bros. 2?
Yannicka.
Me either.
Super Mario Bros. 2 is really strange. Each world only has 3 levels in it. And it starts easy, but then it becomes almost ridiculously hard. Super Mario Bros. 2 is such a strange game. There's also sections in the game called Subspace, which take you to an alternate version of the world, mainly just to get you 1-ups. This is also how you get to the warp zones. On my first playthrough, I didn't know there were warp zones, which is upsetting. I know, I wish I knew about them, but oh well. I should have known. Most Mario games do have warp zones. Even Mario Odyssey to some extent.
Ow. That hurt.
Shut up, Charlie.
Whoa!
And that's for talking about Super Mario Bros. 2.
You said I could! I think I'm paralyzed.
I mean, you'd think so. We have been sitting in the same location for 5 hours.
I have a song that I sing to myself when I'm alone. Or stuck somewhere. Wanna hear it?
No.
Fine. What are we gonna do anyway?
Are there any vegetables around?
Hey look! We could throw this at the second episode machine. Like in Super Mario Bros. 2.
Yeah, that'd work probably.
Take this!
How dare you? I'm the second episode machine. And I made the second episode of
Thank God that's over. I don't need you anymore. Do I, first episode machine?
What?
What the hell? This thing changed. Whatever. Time to go to the Lego field. Hey gamers, it's me. I'm currently standing in a field of Lego. Pretty cool, isn't it? I defeated the evil second episode machine, and now I'm here. You know, honestly, I don't even know what's going on half the time in my life. But at least I have Avatar here to make me feel happy. I mean sad, I hate this game! Well that sucks. Hey gamers, it's me. Super Mario Land is the very first Mario game on the Nintendo Game Boy, and the very first Mario game to be portable. If we forget that the Game & Watch exists, please forget that the Game & Watch exists. Yeah, that's right everyone, you don't have a bomb talking to you about Christmas carols. Not that he was talking to anyone. Because I'm not talking to anyone, so whatever. Let's just talk about Super Mario Land.
This game is one of, if not the shortest Mario games in existence. This game has pretty similar gameplay to the original Super Mario Bros. With similar objects and enemies, but everything is just slightly different. Instead of a fire flower, it's this other flower that has bouncy balls or something coming out of Mario. It's just very strange that everything is different. The power-up pretty much never returned until Super Mario Maker 2 for the Nintendo Switch. Probably because it's the stupidest power-up ever. Also, instead of it being in the Mushroom Kingdom, you're in Sarasa Land. And instead of you saving Princess Peach, you're saving Princess Daisy. Instead of a regular Koopa Troopa, they're ones that blow up. As I said, this game is like a Mario game, but everything is just ever so slightly different. Depending on where you live, this game either came out after Super Mario Bros. 3, or it came out in between Super Mario Doki Panic and Super Mario Bros. 3. I feel as if this game makes more sense to come out in between those two, as Super Mario Doki Panic was so completely different to the first game that it's sort of a return to form. Also, the switch up isn't that big a deal when you think about the fact that this was one of the first Mario games ever, so they probably wanted to switch something up for each game, except for Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels. It's whatever. I first got this game on the Nintendo 3DS Virtual Console, and I could never get past the first world. It's a bit difficult, you know. Getting through that first world, so hard. Whereas now I own it on the Game Boy itself, and I must say the game works a lot better on original hardware. The only problem with it is that there's no save feature. Yeah, okay, most games at this point didn't have a save feature, it's annoying. The second one, however, does have a save feature, so that's cool. So the game starts in the Barabutu Kingdom. Each world has 3 levels, less than Super Mario Bros., and everything is just slow. The second world is the Muda Kingdom, which looks like some alien place. The third world is the Eastern Kingdom, which obviously is based on Easter Island. And the fourth and final world, yes there's only 4 worlds, is the Chai Kingdom. It just seems like such a strange game when you look at it, and then you play it, it's just a regular Mario game. Nothing special, I guess. The end of the game has you save Princess Daisy, and they kiss. How cool. There is not much of the game to talk about. It's just an average Mario game. This game is so strange. It's a game I would actively skip if I was playing the whole Mario franchise along with the second Super Mario Land. Such a strange franchise, I guess.
And that's the game. Super Mario Land. That's for sure. Anywho, I think I need to cool down and maybe watch the first MCU TV show. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What the